This is 89.7 KRUI, and welcome to Hit Dice, our podcast show where DMs, GMs, and players alike come together and play Dungeons and Dragons. I am your host for this evening's show and forever Dungeon Master, Ethan Spires, and let's go ahead and introduce everybody else here for the evening.
It's Luke Althaus here playing Loral Lohan.
Maxfield Coenen playing Shane Olver.
And I'm Alex Lenaers playing Damian Toiracsi.
All right. For those who may have listened in our past weeks, you have noticed that we are missing one member of our cast, our Yola Earthfingers. However, we will move along with this story, hopefully as seamlessly as possible. So without further ado, let's jump into tonight, shall we? A group of mercenaries of sorts who have moved from one job to the next now find themselves together on a bit of an investigation, trying to discover where a stolen artifact may have come from, or gone, rather. And following this path through a portion of the sewers, they now encounter a nefarious beast of this underworld. With that, a massive tail shoots out from the water, wrapping around your friend Yola by the waist as you hear a high-pitched call for help as you are dragged, she is dragged down underneath the water. The massive serpent-like form rears its head up, and as it turns to look in your direction, I need all of you guys to make a perception check real quick.
Absolutely.
What do we got?
7.
4.
I got a 12.
12. Yeah. Okay. All right. I would say taken aback by this moment, Shane and Laurel, you two immediately, what are you guys going for? What are you doing? I would like to remind you, you have left all of your weapons back at the front of this warehouse.
For me.
Except for you.
Whatever.
But I would like to preface, too, the only thing that has been confiscated is your weapons. So you have the rest of your equipment and arsenal at your disposal. So as you're kind of thinking on that, then, think about what you're going to be preparing. Alex. Damian looks and he sees this serpent-like form. And something catches your eye immediately. The eyes, where usually there might be some sort of slight glow or reflection of light, are this piercing green. You would know this to be of some magical nature rather than that of natural. The tail seems to drag Yola underneath the water that was about at shoulder height for her, and kind of with this massive wave just whoosh, throwing her behind this creature back into the shadow. You're just barely able to see, and more here than anything, a yelp and someone or something, you see this humanoid form grab onto her and silence her, or at least putting an arm or hand over her mouth so she can't cry out. With that, the green flickers slightly and dissipates. You now have only just a aggravated serpent-like form in front of you. I need you all to roll initiative.
All right, let's do it.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. We're cooking today.
All right, we're going to go around anybody 20 to 25 on their initiative rolls. Great. Anyone 20 to 15? Great.
We're cooking with some money today.
Wonderful. All right.
Ask it again.
Do it again. 15 to 10? No way. All right. 10 to 5?
I got a 9.
7.
I got a 6.
All right.
Yay. So I've got Damian, Laurel, followed up by Shane.
Running the odds on that? That's nuts.
That's great.
3 of us under 10.
This serpent-like creature gets to go first.
Makes sense.
As it kind of rears its head upward now, it's a large creature. It fills a good chunk of this space in here. And you can definitely tell its scales and hide are really thick. its kind of dorsal fin kind of curls back and over to the left and to the right, kind of swaying with its overall movement, and it just begins to open its large toothed maw, just and it begins to dart towards the closest individual there, which would be you, Loral.
Dang it.
That is a 12 to hit.
Does not hit.
All right. Seeing all this kind of take place, you dodge over to the side and just the jaws close right next to your face, and you are able to dodge, roll to the side, and a tail begins to swing around and dart towards you, Shane. That is a 14 to hit.
That misses.
That misses. All right. I assume you have your shield. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, just kind of instinctually, kind of glancing off the shield. Then you see this almost like a spear-tipped tail, just glances off the edge of your shield. It actually begins to, again, sway back and forth and sink back into the water as fast as it can. And you could still see a good portion of its body and fins still up on top of the water. It hasn't submerged completely yet, so you still have a visual. Does bring it to your guys' turn then. So, Damian, you're up first.
All right.
What are you doing?
I'm going to go for a good old stabbing.
With?
With a rapier.
Which? What?
Oh my, you're so right.
All of the weapons you have left?
I had completely forgotten.
Use your fingernails.
Even though I remind... No, I was kidding.
No.
Use your fingernails.
What do you got?
I named the last episode too, where we said we were unarmed. So I should know better. I'm going to.
I mean, we could technically.
Is there any suggestions?
I could maybe technically try to hand the sword off to you because I've got other means.
Damian, what are you doing?
What am I doing?
What are you doing in this moment?
Might want to hide.
In this moment, yeah, I think I'm gonna do a good old like Batman kind of just like dip in the shadows.
All right, so you're gonna take a few steps back. Okay,
Splish, sploosh.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to hide.
Gotcha. All right, go ahead and roll a stealth check for me.
Stealth check.
And if I am not mistaken, you were the one with the lantern, correct?
Oh.
I
don't. You put something on my
Loral,
sword.
you had given the sword a green flame blade, so the whole area is lit by this kind of green flame still. So it's up to you. In this stealth check, I would say you're probably going to have to either put the lamp to the side if you can find a spot, or just put it out for now.
I'll even just like drop it and just like dip.
Okay, as you dip out, it falls into the water and.
I'll get it later.
The only thing lighting this place now as
Green.
It's this green flame lighting this area, which is reflecting off of these scales that glisten now in the shadow, creating this very ominous kind of feel to this creature that has already posed a threat. But what was your stealth roll?
That is a 21.
21. All right. And just like that, as soon as the light dissipates, all of you kind of beginning to look around, Damian has melded into the shadows. Perfect. Anything with a bonus action or movement? Do you want to move a little bit further away, a little bit closer, try to sneak past?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now that you mention it, if I could try to use a little bit of my movement to try and slip behind the serpent.
Sounds good. Since you're moving past him, I'll just have you make one more stealth check for me.
Yeah, absolutely. That is a 12.
A 12. Okay. All right. We'll just roll and see. Okay. All right. You begin to creep alongside the wall and kind of feel almost like rock climbing across this cobblestone. And even though you haven't touched the water at all, it seems, you definitely feel the presence of this serpent just kind of move and recognize that you're there and begin to kind of recoil and try to reposition itself so that all three of you are still in front of it. So it definitely, you get the sense it knows you're there. But with that, then we go over to Loral.
Alrighty, so I'm going to cast my first second level spell, and I'm going to cast Maximilian's Earthen Grasp.
Okay. All right. What do I got to do? Read it off for me.
I need a strength saving throw out of you on a failed save.
Okay. And with that,
Got to beat a 14.
Well, that is a solid 7, so that's a failure.
That is
what do
a
we got
failure,
then?
So, oh jeez.
Wrong page.
Wrong page.
There, right page.
On a failed save, 2d6 bludgeoning damage and is restrained for the
All
spell's
right.
duration.
So go ahead and roll that damage.
Oh, restrained, you say?
Yeah, that's gonna be it's gonna be pretty good.
3, 4, 7 damage.
7 total damage. Awesome. All right.
As an action, you can cause the hand to crush the restrained target, who must make a strength saving throw. It takes 2d6 bludgeoning damage on a failed, or half as much on a success.
All right. What does the spell look like then in this the loosely lit sewer tunnel with green flame? What does the spell look like?
Well, I guess I would reach over onto the wall. I'm assuming it's kind of like a concrete kind of tunnel.
concrete, more like a cobblestone type feel.
Cobblestone feel. All right, I'll reach my hand and then it'll push into the ground, and then there's just a trail of rippled earth as it follows towards the sea serpent of types, and then a large hand will just come right out of the water and grab right onto the middle section of it and push it down into the ground.
Gotcha. All right. You notice these large cobblestone fingers just begin to erupt from the water underneath, grab onto the a serpent, and just with a loud splash. Damian, as soon as you see this serpent beginning to kind of settle itself ready to attack you as well, it kind of lets out a hiss of a snarl, and then all of a sudden is just completely blindsided by this spell and is now held in place, which is making it an easier target for most everybody else. So with that, anything else with your turn?
No.
Awesome. All right. You see this happen. The green flame blade is lit. What do you got?
I'm gonna do a stab with the unsheathed blade.
Wonderful. All right. So you can just kind of march up to this thing. Go ahead and make your attacks.
Is this with advantage because it's restrained?
That is correct as far as I know.
I'm pretty sure, but
Yeah, attack rolls against this creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage.
nice. Very
Great.
nice. All right.
I like myself some restraining spells.
Okay. That's an 18 total.
An 18 total. That'll definitely hit.
All right. And then does the green flame blade go off?
It will once you hit. Mm-hmm. You get this. It doesn't do any extra damage.
What?
It doesn't deal any extra damage.
Oh,
It would
okay.
jump to a target.
Oh, another. So
Close
later levels,
to
it's
it.
one to do.
Yes.
Yeah. Got it. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, probably don't want to hurt your teammates on that one, I would say.
No. That is 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. All right. So as you lean back and begin to deliver this strike, before we get into that description, we're going to take our first break.
We're going to take a break. Hi again. My name is Alex Lenaers, and you're listening to an archived episode of Hit Dice, a live D&D actual play show. If you're enjoying it so far, consider following us online and tuning in live on krui.fm. You can check our socials for our current broadcast schedule, as well as our archive schedule. Thanks. Let me send you back to the show.
And welcome back. Shane, you're delivering this mighty blow to this serpent-like creature who is now bound in place by Loral's spell, Maximilian's Earthen Grasp. What does that look like?
Sure. It's not the most elegant stab, but it is a stab because this blade is gnarly. Mm-hmm. It does not look good going in. It looks even worse coming out.
Gotcha. Shredding through this thick hide, as the serpent begins to kind of trying to slip through this grasp, it just makes it worse for itself as you can feel this blade grind into that flesh. And as you kind of rip out, the flame itself begins to then kind of ignite that ichor and set a slight flash ablaze to this area around you. The serpent lets out this gnarled, just kind of hissing howl almost in this space. It just begins to echo. And the water itself seems to almost quiver. With that, it does bring it to its turn. Mm-hmm. It turns in your direction, I would say, at this
I'd
point.
imagine so, yeah.
It turns towards you. And again, just kind of opening its massive fanged jaws, just and just launches itself towards you. And you notice as it does, it kind of has to like put a little extra effort into it, as almost if it's like being held back. Because it is. So with disadvantage, so rolling twice, taking the lower number here. Oh, that was a good number to start with, but worse now. That is another 14, which
still misses.
It literally is inches in front of your face, just and it just the jaws close, and yeah, the spell has seemed to save you from another attack. However, Damian, you are not off the hook. The tail is still whipping around behind, so it is going to try and make a blind strike at you.
Best of luck to it.
Again with the disadvantage. Oh, that was... Oh no, that was this natural 20 on the second roll, but the first roll was a 7. So I would say that's a miss.
It is a miss.
A new form of light occurs as the sparks begin to kind of fly off the side of this wall, as this looks to be, you can now confirm, a metallic point on the end of this serpent strikes the side of the wall, and sparks begin to fly. Still, can it make can it attempt to break the grasp, or is it just, that's where it's at?
On a failed save, the target takes 2d6 and is restrained for the spell's duration.
All right, so it's
Okay.
just stuck. Okay,
To break, to break out, the restrained target can make a strength check against your spell DC. On a success, the target escapes and is no longer restrained by the hand.
Well, there
Is
you
it
go.
like as an action?
I would
or-
assume that's a...
It doesn't say anything else.
All right, well, it's going to definitely try and do that next turn. Brings it to you.
Yeah.
Sure.
Damien, what do you got?
So I'm no longer hidden. I'm no longer.
Yeah, still not
stuck around.
hidden, but you're kind of closer. You're closer to the beast, hidden in most shadows, according to these two, basically. But the serpent knows you're there.
Would you say that I am adjacent to one of my allies?
I'd say you would be adjacent, or at least within 5 feet of an ally.
Okay,
to the
sweet.
creature. Yeah.
So then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my good old fist.
Okay.
like we do in the Wild West. I'm gonna bop it right in this little snout and nose and
Gotcha.
Eye area.
Okay.
Well, you have advantage 'cause it's restrained.
I already
you
have
escape.
advantage because it's restrained.
So you get
do.
sneak attack.
So I
right?
get my sneak attack.
That is correct.
Absolutely. And my sneak attack, because I'm a level 3 rogue, is a D4.
2d6.
2d6.
2d6 is
Yep.
my sneak attack. Let's go.
Your
Well, let's worry about hitting it first.
Yep. So your
Unarmed strike I do
modifier is
is +2, so that's a 13 to hit.
a 13 to hit. A 13, eh?
Advantage.
Oh, with advantage.
Yeah, with advantage. Try that again.
That is a 15 to hit.
15 will hit.
All right, beautiful.
Yeah.
So you will do. What's your strength score?
1 is what my damage would be with an unarmed strike.
Okay, so you deal 1 damage.
Yep.
But with your sneak attack, I'll say, situation allowing, I'll allow you to use that sneak attack. So go ahead and roll your 2d6 then on top of that.
Thank you. Here's my D6. First one is a 1. Second one is a 1. All right. We did the absolute minimum damage we could possibly do in this scenario.
To this thing.
What an absolute tragedy.
Going for that disorientation, you slam into the side of this thing. It takes the hit, but it definitely like rears backwards and tries to then. It doesn't really pay attention much to you. It's still focused on this massive blade that's flaming in front of it. So take that what you will. But after that
wild.
strike, you move in. Are you just kind of hanging out there, or are you?
I would like to, I guess just kind of, just back. No, I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stay
Just
right here.
right there. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. Laurel, you're up.
Does it say restrained? Is range okay? Is range still advantage?
All attacks have advantage on
Really?
this thing. Yep.
Oh, well then, I'm going
Well,
to.
you can use your action to squishy squish.
Yeah, and I'm going to use 2 sorcery points and a bonus action to cast Firebolt.
All right.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. Yep.
2 points.
What
and
a
then
class.
range spell attack.
Oof.
17 plus 23.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Already.
All right.
D10. 5.
5. Okay, and then you're doing the
And then as
Crush?
my action, I will crush.
with the hand. All right,
Yes.
sounds good.
Strength saving throw.
Oh, again?
No, I think you just get to do it.
Make a strength saving throw.
Well, that's a 5, so.
Oof.
12 damage.
So 17 total? Okay, all right.
Wild. Absolutely wild.
My right hand is just still in the wall. And then my left hand just blasts fire. And then I grab it back and throw it back onto the ground.
All right.
Then I'll chill.
Yeah, no, that'll definitely yeah. So you reach out, and again, this kind of golden flame just shoots out from your hand, striking this creature just directly across its eye and kind of down towards the rest of its body, just kind of running down the side of it. And then the hand, you all feel like a ripple within the stone. As the spell kind of resurges, and you see the hand almost thickens in way of its fingers and begins to crush into the scales of this creature. And it begins to drag it yet again underneath the water, and you just hear a loud and the wave that kind of sprays outward from the impact covers both you, Shane, and Damian. This thing is holding on for its dear life. It brings its head back up again, and you just see its charred eye and half of its face seems to be almost melted away from this firebolt. This thing is not looking good, but brings it to Shane.
Slash attack.
Okay, all right, make your attack with advantage.
Yeah. Ooh, 25.
And to think I thought there'd be a next round. Okay, roll the damage.
10 altogether.
All right, what does this look like?
My plan is to run that serrated edge down the side and grab a hold of that metal point at its tail and hack it off.
Okay, I got you. All right. Starting kind of towards the mall where you're at, in a last-ditch effort, this creature seems to almost wriggle itself free slightly and begin to spring launch itself towards you. You just kind of hold the blade in front of you and just let the momentum take it. As if kind of on cue, the spell can kind of dissipate and let this whole thing just run across your blade as its maw is opened up, splicing it in half, just all the way down towards the end until you grab onto that metal tip and blade shoots up into the air, flames still filling this space, a massive metal point in your left hand. The creature lays dead, floating in the water.
Sort of just panting there after the fact of
You now just hear, yes, the dripping of the sewers and the slight sounds of skittering and the darkness kind of beginning to become alive yet again after this confrontation. I leave it to you.
Excellent work, Loral, must say.
Thanks. Just glad to get out of that alive. Alrighty. Gotta look for our assailant.
Friend. Damian, I don't suppose you might want to use this as a sort of improvised implement for yourself.
Oh, you have no idea. I want that so bad. I desperately need that.
Yeah, I'll hand over the spike.
Sure, yeah.
Can Damian also look for his lantern in the?
Sure, yeah. Make an investigation check. Let's see if this works.
All right.
I mean,
That is a 22.
Immediately. Yep.
Don't even have to look. Just
You take the spike into one hand. Thanks. Reach your hand down, not even looking. Produce the lantern yet again. It is soaked, so it is going to be a little more difficult to light if you so choose.
Back in my
back in
my
your
knapsack.
Yep, sounds good. The spike that you have before you will function as a dagger would. There is a portion where you could probably fit your hand relatively nicely. The blade isn't as long as you're used to, but it is something that will definitely get the job done. But you are now in this space. All that Loral and Shane remember of Yola is that she is under the water somewhere.
Yeah, so I'm just looking around.
All right, go ahead
trying
and make
to
an
kinda-
investigation check, please.
Can I? Well, does someone want to assist me making an
Well,
investigation check, or
I mean, you already
Are you
kinda
gonna-
made one.
or
Do you want to
does that count for me?
inform-
What?
Does me looking for the lantern count as my?
No.
Did you find like
If
a
you wanted to
rusted-
look for
a
for
rusty
things,
butter knife?
they're looking for her directly.
Yeah.
You know that not to be the case. So you may be looking for something different. So they're going to
Gotcha.
try and look, though, real quick. So go ahead. Whoever wants to, between Shane and Loral.
I'll give it a go.
Yeah, that's fair. Do it twice.
Thanks
Can
for the
only get
advantage
better.
and the assist. That is a 21.
All right. You guys are kind of just moving through the water at this point, kind of waving your arms through this unknown and finding nothing. There are bits of cloth that you begin to kind of find, just kind of odds and ends, sticks, twigs, things like that. But nothing of gnomish or halfling nature.
Huh?
Can I now say, oh, if you're looking for Yola,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. During the little encounter we had, I saw this strange humanoid figure take Yola. This sort of just
Well,
a
we might
little-
want to
little bit of manhandling.
hurry up and follow where he may have went. Then,
Yeah, I think we should go.
yeah,
we should go looking
probably
for them.
pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which way? I don't know where.
I kind of got lost in the heat of punching that snake in the snout.
I would say you all didn't see anything go past you.
Oh, that's
So
fair.
And there
just need to
is-
keep
Further
going.
down the tunnel.
yeah, there's a tunnel goes only two ways.
There's 2 ways. I can rule out one.
Do you tell us about the eyes and the glowing and the dissipating?
I'm gonna just keep walking.
Sure, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, as we're walking, sort of just hushedly, that kind of leads me to believe that it was perhaps under some sort of influence of whatever took Yola.
Hey, this could be the thing that took.
Perhaps.
Hey,
For some real deductive work.
All right. So you guys are just proceeding onward. Are you doing so stealthily?
I'm a real
carefully?
I think-
investigator.
I think as Damian would be a little more frantic than careful.
Gotcha.
Trying to search through, just
Okay.
kind of hustling.
Perfect. So with that, you gain speed, lack stealth, just so you're aware. So you begin to rush down this sewerway. And it's a minute or two of just this quick paced, I wouldn't call it jogging because you're in, waist height water. So wading of sorts as fast as you can.
Speed waiting. The
Speed
new
wading.
Olympic sport.
Yeah, if you will.
Try it with your friends.
But you
Water
come
walk.
to a, you notice
do a
there
little yoga.
is a bit more of a light ahead of you.
Zumba.
The gray of this space now, as you enter, is pretty wide open. And the sound is of that of like a waterfall. And you just hear, not from one source, but seems to be 3 or 4. And you finally come to that entrance and look out. There is this, massive pit almost, where it looks like, again, 3 or 4 of the sewer entrances begin to just spill downward. There is a bit of a catwalk situation through and around this, however.
Okay, so we're at a cistern.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And I would say the whole space itself from one side to the other is probably about 60 feet. And it's in that kind of almost a hexagonal type shape. The walk does seem to connect all of these points at first glance. This area seems to be relatively empty, save for the if you look upward, about another 80 feet or so, you then can see where there'd be the ceiling of this space, which just looks to be the different grates of some area of the city that you're not familiar with from this angle, at least. But you do see threads of light begin to beam downward through a few of these grates from above.
Okay. So hazarding a guess that's surface street level.
You could probably surmise that would be, yes.
Got it. Okay. Should we split up and look for clues? Like,
I don't think we should Blue's Clues this. I think we should.
how about Scooby Doo?
Scooby Doo is.
We don't have the rights to Scooby Doo. We don't have the rights to Scooby Doo. But yeah, no, you could definitely kind of
Randy
just
the
begin
cat.
to try.
Scraggly don't.
There you go.
I'll have everybody make an investigation check on this one since you're all kind of frantically searching.
Oh, let's go. 6.
9.
Very intelligent.
18.
18. Okay, all right. You begin to move through this area, and the first thing that you notice, as it is not very sturdy. It seems to be made of old stone and metal slabs, almost ramshackled together. The closer you look at it, the more you realize this probably isn't any sort of official walkway. This has definitely been put there by someone or a group of people that have used this to navigate. Damian, I would say you would come across a few items of note. One of them being across the way, you actually notice this, across the way, a form seems to be just huddled in the corner. There's some movement. It definitely doesn't seem like they're trying to hide.
But like a humanoid form, or
it looks like someone is just sitting or curled up in the corner. Again, this is like about 50 feet away from you, kind of like the other side of this chasm. You would also notice there's a differentiation in almost smells from areas around here. 2 of the 3 other entrances where you could go in this space definitely give off kind of just that rank sewer general smell. The last one does still give that scent. However, there's the slight scent of almost like cherry blossoms as well.
wild combination.
Very much so. That is the one that is closest to you. I would say the form is closest to would be on the opposite side. So one that one that just kind of smells like where you came from.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of stanky. So okay.
I don't really care about the stankiness. I'm going to go investigate the fact that there's potentially just a person vibing here in the cistern.
All right, yeah, sounds good.
Like we're in Skyrim.
Yeah, all right.
The dragonfly.
Yeah.
I'll have you.
You can't say that first. And then say, oh, by the way, there's a couple smells around.
Oh, I'm just giving you the full picture. I'm just letting you know. This is what you find with an 18. All right.
All right. I'm going to check out this humanoid figure.
All right.
Let's not have him do it alone. I'll go too.
Okay.
I'll smell the not bad smelling tunnels.
All right, so you're just kind of hang out there.
Bad smelling.
I mean, it's not great smelling. You can stand by.
It's
Well, I
when
thought you said there were
someone
two bad.
really messed up
Two
a
bad,
bathroom and tried
Bad
to
with
cover
cherry
it up.
blossom.
No. So there's two bad ones.
And
One
then
you just
one-
came from that was bad,
And
and
a
then there's
bad
one that's
one
bad, but
that
also
is
cherry
also
blossoms.
Like someone did a real bad in the bathroom and just tried to cover it up with Febreze.
Yeah. A lot of poopery.
We don't have the rights to Febreze.
A lot of poopery.
Kleenex.
You wander over through that kind of ramshackled catwalk area.
Randallous.
I will say,
Everything supplies.
what's your guys' dexterity score? Shane and Damian.
Oh, that'll be 16.
16?
20.
20. All right. I would say you were able to navigate it relatively well, but you do notice the creaking and the slight movement of these slabs. There are no like railings to this type of space, so it's kind of just this sheer drop off from these. I would say they're about 8-foot slabs that seem to be jutting out from the sides of this area. But you continue to move closer and closer. When you're about 20 feet away, you notice this form kind of turn in your direction. They are covered in cloaks and rags and fabrics, obscuring as much of their form, it seems, as possible. And so all you can make out is this kind of almost a curled nose underneath this massive hood. And they don't seem to be moving. They're just kind of notice you. They're just waiting. You continue to move?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You continue to move. You get within about 5 feet of this individual, and they are just sitting back against this wall. Just
Like just vibing in the water?
no, they're in the
They're chilling on the stone.
yeah, they're
on the
chilling on the
stone on the
stone
side.
slab. Yeah, on the side. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Just push them.
We're not going to do
We're
that
not going to push them.
yet.
That well depends on what they do.
Yeah.
I would just like to approach and just say, like in common, like, A.
B, C, D.
I.
How are you doing?
I'm in the sewers. What does it look like I'm doing?
I kind of, I just didn't want to be rude. I kind of want to ask why, first of all. Second of all, we're looking for some sort of cloud individual who has seemed to have kidnapped a woman. We're looking for that person. Do you happen to know them as another mysteriously cloud figure yourself?
I wouldn't say I would know anyone, and my business here is my own. Thank you.
Okay.
Did you perhaps happen to see anyone pass through here?
Maybe.
What would it take to refresh your memory?
Let's just say I wouldn't be here if I had a coin enough to survive up top.
I suggest that you tell us.
Okay. Is that you?
That is me casting a spell suggestion.
All right. It has. They have to make a save. Is that
Yes, they do. Let me. I think it's a wisdom.
right? Ooh, that's a good roll. What do they got to beat?
15.
Well, that's 15 plus 0. That is 15 on the dot.
15?
15 on. I mean, you can look at it right there.
Yeah.
Dang.
Do they know you've cast the spell?
Probably. It's pretty low.
It doesn't say.
Okay. I will go ahead and just roll an intelligence check on this guy. That's a very bad roll. So we'll say, for the sake of this encounter, at least, they are unaware that you had been attempting to cast the spell. They respond,
Well, I suggest you provide some sort of motive.
I would like to take out my coin purse, and display it to this cloud individual, and just display the fact that there's nothing inside, and dump it out and shake it and go, got nothing to give you, friend.
I'm sure you've got something. You're a colorful group as it is.
You seem colorful yourself. And then I would like to say in thieves' cant, where you coming from?
okay. Through an assembly of strange amalgamation of words, you understand each word separately, but when thrown together,
Why are you asking him about the bakery?
The bakery. None of your business, my friend.
you see him kind of lean back slightly, and with that, you do see a thick beard underneath the kind of crooked, definitely broken multiple times nose. He doesn't say anything in response to that.
From one friend to another. Think you can help us out?
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion check. It's a 17.
Leans back, begins to speak to you completely in thieves' cant.
Yeah.
So, for that, I will have Luke and Max, if you wouldn't mind just taking off your headsets real quick, stepping right outside that door.
Ooh.
We'll give you a quick wave
right.
at that window.
At that window?
Yep. All
Okay.
right. So if you wouldn't mind leaving real quick.
We have a fantastic set here. Thanks to KRUI.
Thanks to KRUI, we can do these sort of little mini scenes.
We have a soundproof room that we get to record in at a professional level recording studio with windows into the outside world, which Luke is staring at me through very, very menacingly. But
All right.
in Thieves'
In
Camp.
Thieves' Camp, he begins to let you know. He says,
There was a man. Didn't get a great look at him. Pretty tall, though. Hunched over slightly, seemed to have something in his arms. Yellow eyes, deep red scales. Never seen anything like it before.
Red scales.
Yeah. Didn't do a great job of hiding it either. Seemed in a hurry.
Any articles of clothing in particular?
Nothing
Anything-
special.
Did you see that he had someone?
I saw he had something.
Something.
Couldn't really make it out from this distance. What's someone like you speaking words like this, dealing with a group like that?
Let's just say the bakery is none of anyone's business.
Who's your employer?
How about this? For you helping me out, I got this little, I got something here for you. Because I know you're not nearly as down on your luck as you're displaying, but and Damian pulls out of his fanny pack a tiny little miniature dragon chess set that's like made out of like marble and ebony and like a really nice thing, commemorative thing that Damian absolutely stole from somewhere. I'll give this to you for your trouble. And let's say we call it there.
So the court keepers do nicely in the city, do they?
Can't say no.
Good luck. I hope you find your friend. I hope they're still alive when you get there.
Yeah. Thank you. Tell the baker I say hi.
all right.
With that, we're going to have the two individuals come back in right after this short break.
Hi, Alex again. We as a show are lucky enough to have the support and facilities of KRUI 89.7, a student-ran radio station based in Iowa City. Check the station out on krui.fm and on the airwaves. And thank you, listeners, very much for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of the episode.
And welcome back. Now that we're all back here in the studio, I will say visually, as these two are speaking gibberish to you, Shane, you do notice Damian, as he kneels down, gets relatively close. He gets closer to this individual. You're still about 5 feet back. Seems to grab something from his pouch and hand it over to him. But with that, Damian turns around, and the night is still yours. What do we got?
Got a little bit of info here. Thanks to our good friend here in the sewers, in the cistern, there was a figure cloud holding something. Red scale, probably a dragonborn. Yellow eyes. Not something we can know definitely, but headed in this direction.
If you guys would like to.
Is that indicating the cherry blossom path?
It is.
Okay. What? Don't.
So I would say with that, you guys, if you wanted to, you guys can go ahead and make a history check of sorts if you'd like. Anybody can.
Ooh. That is a 24.
24.
It's a 9.
9.
13.
13. Okay. Cumulatively, I would say you both are all aware Dragonborn are not common in Lodorum. Very, very rare. Moreover, Shane, with your studies, you would come across the idea that the Dragonborn of red scale descendants are not common even among Dragonborn as a people.
What ancestry was Gund?
Gund Jirak. I would say all of you are able to pick this up. Gund Jirak fits this description.
Yeah.
Almost identically.
Yeah. Absolutely. We got our main suspect. The one who made us forfeit our weaponry.
Well, it's the system that made us forfeit our weaponry.
Yeah, where are you guys moving now? I would say you guys have collectively kind of been able to discuss this on that other side of this area. What's your guys' next step?
I guess the only way onward is forward, right? Yeah?
Sakura.
All right.
I mean, there is backward, but
There is backward, but like,
We could.
there's a dead snake over there. I don't want to touch that.
Okay, so you begin to move down. You move down this other sewer path. This one here, the water is much lower, still moving pretty steadily, creating that kind of stream into the collective space, but no deeper than about ankle height for any of you. Are you
So
moving?
it's up to Yola's waist. I get it.
Yeah, right.
Elisabeth, if you're listening, I'm sorry.
Are you guys proceeding with haste still, or are you guys going to attempt stealth? Your call.
Damian, you're the one with the most information. What would you advise here?
I think we need to go as quickly as we can, prioritizing stealth.
Okay.
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 All right. I will go ahead. Then I will have you guys make a stealth check here.
Dang.
I need to roll it not into the floor.
Yeah, stealth check for me is going to be a 17.
17.
17 for me as well.
17 for you as well.
11.
11. Okay. Moving quickly. I would say you guys are probably moving for about a half a mile in this space. It takes a bit of time, but
So I think.
you continue to move. The closer and closer it seems you get to wherever this exit or wherever this may lead, the smell of those cherry blossoms continue to become stronger and stronger until finally they start to overpower the stench.
Did we happen to notice any smells like this in the presence of Gund?
You do not.
Okay. Just wondering if something
No, good
lingers.
question.
This
No,
is
good
deodorant.
question. Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you can smell people's cologne.
DNA. No. Yeah, you the smell kind of just switches to this cherry blossom type. The exit, you can now see the massive kind of archway opens up into the night. The moons shine their glow across this kind of horizon, and this specific exit you see leads almost directly right up to the outside of the city. Like this seems to be right beyond the wall. You've moved past multiple kind of offshoots throughout the sewerway, but doing your best in tracking as well, you have determined that this is the way that they have left. As you creep around this exit, you do notice there is a massive a cherry tree that seems to be growing out of the side of the wall and kind of using this sewer entrance. It almost encompasses the whole archway. As soon as
Sort of like if the average person outside were looking, you might miss the entrance to the sewers.
yeah, in a sense, yeah. So you guys are kind of looking through portions of these roots that are now kind of coming down from above. I would say everybody go ahead and make a perception check for me. Damian,
12.
11.
Shane,
7.
7. Okay. The roots begin to kind of just sway with the slight breeze from outside. From behind you, you hear a deep, low, resonating, graveling voice.
So you are the ones sent to find me.
Spoken in common.
What does the accent indicate?
You turn around. You see, standing before you, what looks to be a short blade drawn, holding Yola kind of by her hair.
Ooh, buddy, I don't think you want to do that.
Blade closer to her neck. Leans
Elisabeth
back
again, I'm sorry.
and begins to point the blade out to the rest of you.
Do you even know what it is you're looking for? Do you know why they want it?
I mean, we were actually looking for the person in your hand right there. So, do you know what we're looking for?
I mean, primarily, yes, we were looking for our dear friend Yola.
And money. Don't forget that. That's a big part. But
Well, that's why
we
we were sent down here.
Yeah.
All of you!
Idiots! My
He moves the blade closer to her neck and says,
If you do not let me pass, I will gut her like you have the serpent.
Was that your friend?
Let me pass.
Drop the knife. And you can take her past us with you. Then let her go.
He steals the knife up to her and begins to take a few steps closer. Yola at this point is unconscious. Begins to move slowly past. As he moves past the roots,
No.
the roots themselves seem to part and create an opening for him. He drops Yola in the middle of these roots, and you hear kind of a splash. And he grabs from his side, seems to have a vial in his hand.
I cast Hold Person.
Okay. As soon as you go to cast, he will counterspell. Hold Person is a second level.
Second level.
So
Yep.
he, counterspell, third level. The kind of yellow arcane shoots out from his hands and dissipates that spell. And you just hear,
I warned you.
and he uncorks the vial and begins to drink from the vial. It's this almost glowing orange liquid. And as he begins to kind of step back, you see he almost seems to be holding almost as if he's going to like vomit. As he's doing that, you notice the scales across his jaw and over his kind of exposed forearms begin to kind of flare up, but also then just dissipate to portions of like pure white. And then they kind of flash back into place, almost as if his whole skin is starting to just kind of move and bubble. He then kind of reaches back with an arch and begins to let out this massive flame across the roots above you. I need all three of you. Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw, please.
It's a 24 for me.
24,
16.
16,
That'll be an 8.
an 8. Okay.
If at all possible, is Yola in any danger?
Yola is she would be inside yet, so no.
Okay. Cool.
Take 4 points of fire damage.
That's fine.
Okay. And with that, the archway slowly begins to kind of burn away and clear. And as they begin to right themselves, you just hear, there is still so much you all do not understand. The skin still begins to kind of bubble in place until finally the claws slowly retract. The scales from the fingertips through the forearms, through the neck, jaw, and forehead all begin to just subside and recede almost. The maw that's kind of drawn out where fangs reside begins to squish backward into their face until finally this porcelain white-skinned individual is standing before you. Slick black hair that kind of drapes down the back of them as they are standing now before you, blade in hand. You have your prize, I have mine. Stay away from my business, and pray I do the same for yours. They slowly begin to walk away, until finally fading behind the slow archway of the hill into the shadows beyond the night, in the direction of the nearest forgotten hollow of a forest that once was. You, the three of you, now have an unconscious friend. That is where we will pick up next week here on Hit Dice. Alex, what if people haven't heard of Hit Dice beforehand? What if this is the first time them tuning in? Where can they find us?
That's a fantastic question, Ethan. You can find us anywhere you listen to podcasts. We got Apple Podcasts. We got Google Podcasts. We got Stitcher. We got essentially anything you'd ever want. We're on Amazon Music.
But Alex, what do they have to look up on these things? What are we under? What is our name?
Again, another great question. We're at Hit Dice Show on all of these platforms. You can also just Google at Hit Dice Show. We're also on youtube.com/Hit Dice Show. You can also find all of these links on our Twitter at Hit Dice Show.
And again, that's at Hit Dice Show, correct?
Absolutely. And our Instagram. You'll never guess what the handle is for the Instagram.
What is it?
At Hit Dice Show.
Perfect.
You don't say. Yep. Well, thank you all for joining us here tonight. I hope you all had a wonderful evening. I know I have. And until we roll again, have a wonderful evening.